Hey everybody, this is Dave Sheehan from The Connect Show. This is a very special episode, 100 episodes since 2017. We really hope you enjoy it. Stand by. Hey everybody, this is Dave Sheehan from The Connect Show, and it's our 100th show, Ann.
I know, who'd have thought?
2017 we began, which is eons ago really when you consider what's happened between 2017 and here we are in 2026. So I guess we were going to talk a little bit about why the show was, conceived back in 2017. And one of the interesting things was back then there was people doing a lot of podcasting, and we'll talk about podcasting again a little bit later on, but there's going a full circle on that. But back then there was a lot of audio shows, but there was nothing that was really doing a visual representation as well as audio. So we came up with the idea of putting together Connect, and it started off being very segmental. We had a lot of segments in it. We had self-care tips and business tips and so on. It's kind of morphed into more of us trying to find, topics that are very current, that are very relevant to our membership. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And I think you and I have been around for that long, so we're very young people, really.
Well, totally not.
Yeah, and I think the concept that was there was information sharing. It was about providing something that our viewers could take away and do something with, which we still have that ethos, but it's morphed more into a broader range of conversation. So with all I don't like to call them interviews, I like to call them conversations, because
absolutely.
I think that's how we produce it. It's a conversation. We sit down with people and we talk to them or talk with them, and it has morphed into a broader range of topics, from business topics to technique topics, without showing a technique, to something that is completely out of scope for massage therapists, but it's a good to know and it's an interesting to know. And we think long and hard, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We spend a lot of time. There's a team of us here. Every month's episode, there's a lot of thought that goes into it. And in fact, we were talking about how we were going to explain all of that to you guys at home. But there have been times, and even just recently, where something might come up in the media that might be more topical, and we've had to bump shows that we've pre-recorded and slot them in a little bit later. Because the idea is to be as current as possible with this show, and there have been many occasions where we've been able to do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you think about it, 2017 was pre that COVID word, pandemic word, and then we had the wellness program throughout COVID, and that was where we connected with people around the world in our stratosphere, our profession, of how they were managing and coping with COVID, which then built more relationships.
And in fact, we also developed a relationship with Dr. Norman Swan.
Yes.
If you can remember, you guys at home may have watched through that horrible period of time. And yeah, again, there was an objective behind it. It wasn't just hap slap put together. There was an idea of trying to get like-minded therapists around the world to tune in and talk about things all topical about massage and how it's affecting massage therapists. And we're looking at it not just from a clinical point of view, like what's happening with clinic, what can we do there, but it was also to tap into that mental wellness side of things. And that's why we actually used the term the Wellness Project, because it was as much about a way of showing therapists that they're not alone, trying to cope through the pandemic.
And I think that was really useful for our members, the feedback that we got.
Oh, it was tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that finished, sort of during post-COVID, and we've kept Connect going, because here we are, 100 shows, who'd have thought. And what as you alluded to, we do think long and hard, and we take feedback from members about what we produce, and it is a production. I mean, you've been here since day one. I haven't, as far as the Connect show, and the various guests that we've had on has been amazing. From
absolutely,
one of my favourite shows was the one we did in Canada.
Oh, which I was privileged to as well, and I got a chance to film and do a number of interviews. Was it last year? 2 years ago now.
2 years
ago.
Yeah,
2 years
now.
ago, golly. So that was just an incredible opportunity for, I guess, Anne and Gary Lavis to represent our association to Canada. It was the Canadian Massage Therapy Association's conference, and it was it was out of BC in British Columbia in Vancouver, and it was it really put us on the map, I think, and the exposure was incredible, and there have been ongoing relationships because resulting from the fact that you were there and Gary was there as well.
And then I did one we were invited to go to IMTRIC, the International Massage Therapy Research Conference, and that was in Washington, and that's part of the Massage Therapy Foundation, which is sort of managed by the American Massage Therapy Association. And so I got permission to do a similar thing and interview people that were there or sit down and have a chat with them. And then the Massage Therapy Foundation put it on their socials, and the broader reach. So it's not only about getting information out to our members and our viewers, it's putting our brand out there and the professionalism of what we do and what our members do and what they do. And and I've been invited onto their podcasts and webcasts. It's fantastic.
It's a bit of a pet love of mine, the old research side. I know it's a hard it's a hard gig to sort of promote to a lot of members, but it's such an important aspect of what we do, to validate what we do. So that was a really, really big coup to be able to go. You went over with Selena.
I did, yes.
So that was a pretty amazing.
And then we get to talk to people that I would consider famous, like Jill Hicks.
Jill Hicks, yeah, that's right. Jill was in a bombing in London.
Yes.
And she does an international speaking circuit. She's an amazing speaker, and that was, I had the privilege of doing that interview. An incredible interview that very emotional to hear about her story and how, from adversity that, she was able to come through and be who she is today. It was an incredible, really great interview.
And her use of massage therapy.
And that's why we put her on, because she was a real advocate for massage. So it was a very cool interview. It's fantastic.
And then you go to the other end, like the business side of things, and we often have a representative from Aon because insurance is very important, and we've had health funds.
Yep.
Health fund representative, but also. My other favourite interview, I've got too many. My other favourite chat was with the CEO of the Allied Health Professions Association, Bronwyn Morris Donovan, and the CEO of Osteo Australia, who was then, which is Anthony Nichols, he was the then president of ARPA. And we sat down and we talked about the value of ARPA registration.
Yeah. And very topical, and of course we're always looking at metrics after the show to see how many hits we get, etc. And there were thousands of views of that show. Obviously very topical because a lot of members are expecting us to become regulated and registered and all the rest of it.
And the main point that was made by Anthony was it's not a silver ticket.
No.
It's not a golden ticket to answer all of the challenges that we have in our profession. At all. And I thought, and those sorts of discussions are very pertinent because it's not us as the association saying to our members, no, that's not worth doing. It shows that we've gone out, we've done the research, we've talked to the people in the know. So, and that's where this show is really good. It brings the information in. Absolutely.
And another one is in AI, very topical at the moment, right, everyone? And Anne got in Darwood? Is it Darwood? David from...
Nordy from Pathfinder.
Pathfinder, without an E.
Yes.
Pathr, Pathfinder,
Yes.
Pathfinder. And so that was really topical. And I think there was a bit of pushback from some people saying, well, how does AI really fit in this industry? And it really, again, got a lot of hits, a lot of views, and well, here we are today. People are using ChatGPT left, right and centre and other AI apps to do what they may have spent a lot more time doing in clinic. There's all sorts of things that are happening now. So that was sort of a bit of a groundbreaking moment to have him on the show before really AI became, the catchword as it is today.
And he's actually a world leader.
Yeah, you managed to get him before he cost too much.
Yeah.
Which was great.
Which is great. But even, I think, was it last year or the year before, we did the first time we filmed an episode at our conference. Yeah, and it was, there's so much that goes on at our conference for us. And to then do that and talk to our sponsors and let the audience, the registrants that were there when we did a little bit of a film on the stage while they were eating lunch, to see how it is that it goes about. And they applauded, which really, which meant that what we did was what they wanted.
Yeah, it was validating.
What
was in the program and everything else. And Connect does connect people in that way. It I guess showcases some of the other aspects of what the association does that sometimes may not get noticed.
Yes.
And it obviously gives people a taster for what the conference is all about now that we did that episode. So that's a really great thing. And, numbers in conference are very, very strong at the moment. And maybe that had a little bit to do with that as well.
And I also want to point out that, as you said, we started in 2017 and at that time I remember we did agonise over the name of the show, and someone said, I like the word connect, and then we all agreed. There's several other shows now out there that use the word connect, so we're the trailblazers.
Trailblazers, absolutely. Yeah. And also, before we finish up, we wanted to talk about podcasts. So I mentioned that at the very beginning of this show. So as I mentioned earlier, back when we started in 2017, there wasn't much at all in the way of visual representation, showing little techniques and business tips and those sorts of things. Where the show sits now, it lends itself very well to podcasting. And a lot of people use podcasts in their cars, if they're cooking at night or for whatever other reason, where the visual isn't as important. And so we've turned things around. And Anne, did you want to explain what's coming up?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to keep the same format. We will still be a webcast, broadcast show on your YouTube channel, Facebook and our website. But we're also going to have it as a podcast. So you will be able to drive to work and listen to the podcast, or do your house cleaning. That's usually when I listen to podcasts with my earbuds in and listen. This show will be on a podcast, and at the bottom of your screen it'll show where you are, where you can find the podcast for future reference. But if it is something, say we pivot back and we want to show the audience as something, we will announce that at the beginning of the podcast, that this one would be better to be viewed visually than to be listened to. Or
you can listen to the podcast and then head to YouTube or Facebook, and you can find the visual representation of that show as well.
Exactly. So, and I think the show has evolved over the last almost decade, and from all of our partners, sponsors, international collaborators, our conference presenters locally and internationally. And I think that let's just collaborate and share everything. And the podcast will allow us to do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, well, I think it's a congratulations to you because you've been here since the first episode.
Thank you. I've lasted it.
You've lasted it, and here's to another 100.
Yeah, it's a long time, right? Well, we'll see how with or without me.
Or with or without me.
But
yes.
I'm strongly passionate about the actual concept of running this show. I think it's done a really great job. And again, looking at the metrics and the thousands of views we get pretty much every month, it's obviously had some sort of an impact on the industry, which is a great thing, and a great flagship for showing what our association does in the industry as well. Innovation, networking internationally, like we've touched on a few things today, but it's been a really great thing.
Oh, look, I think we could talk about it for another couple of hours because we're very fortunate that, and now we've got people coming to us wanting to be on the show. So I think, keep watching, keep listening, and we've got a lineup for the rest of the year that I think will impress everybody.
Yeah, so thanks again for tuning in to our 100th episode of the Connect Show, and we look forward to seeing you into the future.